Welcome to another. Welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price XXV, double I.
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
This is the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Hey, welcome. Back with another episode of Gas Sports for the Culture, man. I love that intro. Every time I hear it, it gives me hype, man. I was off last week. Glad to be back with you fellas. Excellent episode. Hey, if it's your first time watching, tuning in, listening, we got a hell of a show for you. If you long time listener, already been here, you know what we about. So that being said, let me go ahead and introduce my fellas. Top left, man. State your name.
What's up, man? It's Gruff Lion. Y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday. Same time, same place every week. I'm feeling great. One thing that should be mentioned is welcome home, Bobby Shmurda. You feel me? Out here. Like I said, his hat came down to him. You know, divine intervention. It fell right to him right out of jail, homie. And Quavo was there to pick him up. That interview gonna be something crazy. But yo, free to real, man.
Yes, sir, man. Shmurda is finally free after what, 6 man? He stood 10 toes, did his time. Nothing but respect for the kid. Hey, top right. Okay.
Y'all hear him?
I thought he was trolling. Me first. Top right need we're gonna have to get a gas sign language interpreter for top right. But
Can y'all hear me now?
you
Snap.
Oh, my bad, fellas. Hey, at Price XXV, double I, aka Mr. Big Leaguer, man, aka the silent one today, man. I'm gonna have to add that to my AKAs, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we can hear you, aka silent but dead. My man Bryce. All right, bottom right.
This time we could talk. Hey, this is your boy D-Malo, and I just want to give my prayers and thoughts out to Tiger Woods, man. It's a tragedy what's going on with him, man. May God be with him right now, man, and him and his family. My prayers goes out to him and his family right now, man. Shout out to Tiger. Living legend.
For real. Prayers up for Tiger. He was in a single car accident earlier today, and car was really beat up. If you've seen the pictures, go look on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of graphic. But yeah, prayers up for Tiger. But let me jump right into the show, man. We're halfway through the NBA season. Seems like just yesterday we were in the bubble. The season has snuck up on us so fast, and we're already at the All-Star break. And All-Star rosters were just announced, and I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about it. First, let me run down the rosters real quick. So KD is my man. Hey, T Boogie love the fans. But look, KD is the captain for the East. Then we got Giannis, Bill, Embiid, and Kyrie. That's a solid 5, strong 5. All those guys are playing great this season. Reserves, first timer, Jaylen Brown, one of my personal favorites. James Harden, 9th time in there. Zach LaVine, first time. I kind of felt like he got snubbed last year. He's in there. Julius Randle, putting on for New York. You know what I'm saying? Another first timer. Ben Simmons, 3rd timer. We're going to talk about Ben a little more. And Tatum, 2nd time. Vucevic, 2nd time. So kind of mixed bag there. Older guys, younger guys. That's the East. Let me throw y'all the West real quick. Of course, the king. LeBron James is the captain of that West team, man. And he earned it, honestly. Then we got Steph, Luka, Jokic, and Kawhi, the Claw. Just a group of studs. I mean, you can't take too much away from those guys. Next, we got Anthony Davis, who's been hurt the last couple of weeks. Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Dame, a killer. Donovan Mitchell for the 2nd time. Chris Paul, and the only first timer on the West is Zion. Big baby Zion's in there. So what do you guys think about that roster, man? You feel like everybody that's on that roster should be on that roster? Let me see who I want. I'm a Scrap. I see you up there with the hands. You look like you ready to go, man. Scrap, how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I think the coaches did a pretty sound job in terms of filling out the roster, but I do think that there were some guys that obviously got shortchanged. I think the biggest name that I would put off there is Devin Booker. I don't really, I don't see how a guy like Zach LaVine makes the team, and Devin Booker does not. So, to me, you're in that same category. If anything, Devin Booker actually has a winning team this year. They gave Chris Paul the nod, which I do understand that thought process because Chris Paul's the catalyst to their improvement. But Devin Booker, I mean, come on, man. We're talking about one of the dirtiest offensive players in the league. This dude's a walking bucket. There's no way you could tell me that this man is not an all-star, particularly I'm not saying try to take anything away from nobody, but I'd give him the nod over a guy like Anthony Davis right now just because Davis missed a lot of time. And, this isn't like the all-time achievement award. This is NBA All-Star for this season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with the guy that balled out this season. I think he was deserving. I think first-timer should get some love. I think Devin Booker got snubbed, and I think Tobias Harris got snubbed. I don't know who I'd take off the list there. Maybe Vucevic. I don't necessarily think he's that good. I think he's pretty good, but I mean, Tobias Harris, number one team. He's having an all-star season. I would even go as far as to say that I would put Tobias Harris above Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had a pretty good season, but I respect that Ben Simmons being there because I think he's the best defensive player in the league. One more thing I want to say about not a snub, but somebody who deserved to be on the team, and I credit the NBA for getting it right. Julius Randle, man, is talk about any player in this league. Somebody I've been high on for so many years. I'm glad it's worked out for him. He's playing out of his mind, bro. He's having a much better year than Anthony Davis, if you look at the stats. He actually has more assists than, like, dudes that are, like, legit point guards out there, man. This dude is literally a walking – he's the whole team for the Knicks. He's putting the team on his back career year. Credit Julius Randle. I'm happy for you, bro. I think that he's going to continue to have a really good career.
No, I agree with that, man. Randall's been playing out of his mind. It kind of just shows you can't give up on a guy. Randall's been in the league 5, 6, 7, 8 years almost, seems like. And he's finally started to, come into his own. So a lot of the young guys you see kind of lost their way. Look at Randall. Just stay with us. But you mentioned your guy, Ben Simmons. I don't know if he should be on that list, but I'm going to get back to Ben Simmons a little later. I want to talk about Book. If we throw Book in there, and rightfully so, Suns are 4th in the East. Who's coming out? I mean, you can't add a guy without taking a guy out. Who are you pulling out for Book?
No one.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
You can't take nobody. Who you taking out? Steph Curry? No. Damian Lillard? No. Because you got to take a player out from the West, right? To put Booker. I'm not taking nobody. I'm not taking I can't even say his name. Duka Lančić. I'm not taking him out. Like, come on now. Devin Booker didn't get snubbed. It's just nobody.
What about Chris Paul?
No, Chris Paul's technically, but they're picking them by position players, right? So they're considering Devin Booker as a shooting guard at this point, right?
Guards are guards, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, you consider him as a guard. So
it's a reserve spot.
So what guard are you taking out? Because it's a reserve spot for the guard. So what guard are you taking out?
I mean, personally, I'm not taking out anybody. But
from the West, you got to pick a player from the West.
Yeah. I mean,
is that mean
I'm taking out Davis?
Is Chris Paul who's more important to that success? Chris Paul or Devin Booker? I think that's really what it comes down to.
That's what I was getting.
Obviously, those voters, those coaches and players picked Chris Paul, but that's a toss-up. I mean, because one thing about Chris Paul, I think Chris Paul is the type of dude that he can make players that are great even greater. You know what I mean? But we saw Devin Booker by himself; he couldn't do anything with that team.
Right.
So Chris Paul, you basically gave it to Chris Paul. The argument is Chris Paul.
But I mean without Booker there, Booker is that to me. Booker is the best player on the team. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
But think about it.
I think you're right.
Look at that Thunder team from last year, and Chris Paul took them to the playoffs, and there's not even a significant All-Star on that team. So
Chris Paul belongs
there. Booker is obviously the best scorer at this point, but Chris Paul is probably the MVP of that team. You know what I'm saying? He put that team in playoffs, so it's going to Paul. Bryce, you got any guys you got snubbed? Should be in, should be out.
The one guy I think definitely got snubbed is my dude, Domantas Sabonis. I mean, we talking about the Suns being ranked number 4 in the West.
Wow.
Sabonis got the Pacers ranked number 4 in the East. I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong. They're hovering around 500, so it's not like they 10 games above like the Suns. But at the same time, Sabonis been balling out, man. I mean, dude's averaging a double-double, like 24 points, I think, 11.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Sorry, 21.5 points. But I mean, dude's balling. And it seems like the Pacers never really get their recognition, even when they were making their runs. It kind of took people a minute to really recognize Paul George at that time. Something about playing in Indiana is going to be tough to get that spotlight on you. But I think I got to go with Sabonis as the number 1 snub.
But who are you taking out? I think that's more important.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, I can't agree with Scruff, man. I can't take out Levine. You know, Levine's been balling for Chicago. It's hard to take out Vucevic because Vucevic and Sabonis' numbers are essentially identical. But I would probably have to take out Vucevic just because the Magic, they're not in that top 8 right now. You know what I mean? So the Pacers are having a better season. The two guys got basically the same numbers. I got to take Vucevic out of there.
That's fair.
I'm with you, B. I'm with you. I'll add to that sentiment. I miss Sabonis. I would swap out Jason Tatum for Tobias Harris, and I would swap out Vucevic for Sabonis, and that would be my swap outs for the East.
Bro, the hate for the Celtics is real.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, that's the majestic.
Jason Tatum's not having a better season than Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics aren't good enough to where you feel like they need to have multiple All-Stars.
I mean, they're 6th, and Kemba's been hurt most of the season. Yeah.
Oh, 6th. Oh, okay, that's great. The Pacers are 4th, and they don't have any All-Stars, and the Sabonis is having a better year than all of them.
The Pacers are a game and a half above. Like, it's not a huge separation.
I don't know.
Hey, I know one guy that got snubbed, and nobody gonna want to say it, bro. But my dude Russell Westbrook got snubbed, bro.
Oh,
get out of here!
The man is averaging a triple double. The man is averaging a triple double, bro. Like the Wizards are turning around 5-game winning streak. Come on, man. Give my man his flowers, bro. Give my man his flowers.
The Wizards on a 5-game winning streak and they're 13th in the conference, man. But they did just beat the Lakers. They got some decent wins lately.
I mean, you averaging a triple double, you got to be in contention, man. Come on, man. Show my man some love. No one's even talking about him as a snub. I just at least want him in the conversation as a snub. Just in the conversation. Can we get him in the snub conversation?
You're talking about the Wizards, bro. We're talking about the Wizards. They are who we thought they were.
Hey, anybody want to? Hey, G, I want another on-air bet. Since they are who we thought they were, you want to bet? I bet you they make the playoffs.
Who?
Wizards.
Bro,
Come on, G.
How much?
I'll take that bet.
You're making me look like a degenerate gambler, but how much?
Give me a dub. Give me a dub, man. Right. You know I only bet dubs. Bet dubs.
Okay, so I'm about to say.
Hey, I'm putting it in the gas sports book, baby. A dub that the Wizards make the playoffs.
Hey, DJ.
I'll take that.
Hey, D, you right, bro. You right, D. My guy, D Money, man.
Hey, T is considered our bookie. He's the bookie for gas sports.
Man, I'll put a whole Benjamin Franklin to Wiz don't make the playoffs, man.
Exactly. That's easy
put some
money.
stock options on it, man. Give me your stock options.
Bro, your lessons here worth buying, bro.
I mean, the Wiz would have to jump the Heat and knock out maybe New York or the Bulls. I mean, that's possible, but jumping the Heat and I don't know, the Hornets are above them too.
See, let's not forget though, man. The new format works in my favor this year because all you really got to do is get the 10th or 11th seed and get that play in.
You get the play in.
We can play our way in, baby. Many ways to get in. Just have my dub ready, Gerardo.
Oh man, the fine print.
That's by luck, bro. That's divine play right there, exactly, bro. That's divine intervention right there. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh man,
you got to read the fine print, sir.
Oh man,
since we talk about all these teams, and we halfway through. You know what I'm saying? We halfway through. Who do you guys think is like the best team in the West, best team in the East, best teams? What do you guys got halfway through?
The Nets for me.
Nets.
Yeah, the Nets for the East, because you see what they did to the West. What is it, like 6-game winning streak right now? And without KD, like.
Yeah, but they beat the Lakers without AD.
But they beat the Clippers. Even with Paul George still there, like he beat them.
No, that's a fact. It's looking like the Nets are
And
a tough
they
team.
beat the Jazz as well, I believe, on that winning streak, right?
Yeah.
So they beat the number one team, allegedly the number one team in the East, in the West. I mean, I gotta say the Nets. Like they look scary offensively. They look scary. Like it's gonna be hard to see anybody from the East beat that team. Like no offense to you Sixers fans. I know y'all tight right now, but it's just like yo, that offensive juggernaut is like it's gonna be crazy.
It look like a personal shot to Scruff, man. I know you said no offense, but usually no offense followed by an insult. What you think
But it
about
wasn't.
that?
I feel you, bro. I would expect you to pick the Nets. Honestly, that's not surprising at all. I'm not surprised by your pick. I'd expect you to pick the Nets. They got 3 superstars. They got names. You like names. People like names. People like offense. People like scoring. That's very much a very generalized opinion. I'm sure a lot of people would feel that way. But I think differently. I watch a lot of basketball this season, man. Yes, the Nets are creeping up. I will say. Yeah, he chose violence. He chose ignorance as well, my friend. Because if you watch if you watch the games, man, you know the Nets are getting hot right now. Yeah, they're not all the way full strength, and they may even take the number 1 seed, man. That's all good. Because when you're playing during the regular season, that's all good. Well, but the playoffs are about matchups. So I like Philly. I like Philly as the best team in the East, and I like Philly as the best team in the league. Granted that the Lakers don't make the championship. League? Yeah, I said the league. Best team in the NBA. I think the Sixers are the best team in the NBA for a few reasons. One is because I feel like Joel Embiid is the MVP. I think Joel Embiid is playing out of his mind, and I think he's the most elite of two-way players in the league, especially if you're talking about a low post player that could do everything that you need from him. Plus, you got Ben Simmons playing out of his mind. He's starring in his role. He's playing great defense across the board. We got all the shooters. We got the right alignment with the players. Now, we are, we don't have the best record in the NBA. The Jazz are the best record in the NBA by a couple of games. But this is while we're slow managing Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has missed 4 or 5 games, and all of the games have been ugly. So that's what I'm saying is those could have been wins easily. In the playoffs, give me Joel Embiid. Give me the Sixers. Give me the team that's well-rounded over the team with the superstar talent that has a depleted roster. Give me the Sixers.
Whoa.
Wow, that's super spicy.
That's just like the last, I feel like 10 to 15 years of basketball has told us the exact opposite of what Scrub is saying. I do feel you, though. A well-rounded team. I love well-rounded teams. I love the Raptors when they made their run, a couple years ago. But, bro, when you got 3 superstars on KD, Kyrie, and James Harden's level, especially when these guys are willing to sacrifice and fall into their roles so effortlessly. I think that's what I'm just shocked with, man. Like, these dudes just fell into the roles like it's nothing. They sharing the ball like it's nothing. I don't know, man. When people were, and I'm not gonna lie, I had concerns coming in because I wasn't sure how the mesh was gonna happen. But, bruh, they're doing it like it's nothing. They're doing it like they're meant to play with each other. And I don't see any team being able to touch that unless LeBron and AD get fully healthy right in time, get AD healthy right in time. Maybe they can fight that. But, man, it's going to be tough to beat. It's going to be tough to beat the Nets, bro. I got them as my favorite by far right now.
Oof. So we think the guys that are in front are going to stay in front. But I saw one of the viewers ask about, talk about the Bulls. So are there any dark horses? I know, Bryce, you told us about Toronto last year. You know what I'm saying? Before they made a little run, made a little noise. We talked about the Heat before they made a little noise. We got any dark horses? Hey, me versus MJ.
That's pretty funny. I want to see that. The Boogie, MJ versus the Beard, man. Boogie. I got my money on Boogie.
I'm cooking.
Wow, boys. You guys woke up and chose violence today.
I got a dub on Boogie, bro. That's it.
Yeah, well, if you to answer your question, T, it's gonna sound like some BS after what I said earlier. But if we're talking dark horse, if you're talking about a team that's like a lower ranked team, like 5 or lower, that I think could make some noise in the playoffs, I'd say Boston would be the dark horse. They look like I said, they do have talent. Like you can't mistake that they have talent. I just don't think 15 and 16 team, is like, they're underachieving. So I think, yes, they could be a dark horse if they turn it around. But right now, they have problems, man. They have problems. Danny Ainge said it himself, man. I think he's going to bust a move, bro. Somebody's going to get traded. That's all I know.
But they just need to find a point guard. They haven't found a point guard in forever, and that's the only Achilles heel that they have.
That's a huge position.
Hurt.
Kemba wasn't it.
Nah, Kemba's not it. They tried They tried Peyton Pritchard this season. They got to find a guy.
Honestly, what's wrong with Peyton Pritchard? Honestly, Peyton Pritchard might be the guy.
You think so?
I know that's probably
maybe down the line. Maybe down the line.
He's not quite ready yet, but like he's the kind of guy. The way that Boston has grown over the last couple of years, they've put young players in positions, sometimes by injury, sometimes by selection. But they put young guys in positions, and they've risen in those positions. Like Marcus Smart's been a guy like that. Jason Tatum's been a guy like that. Jaylen Brown's been a guy like that. These guys have emerged, and even Terry Rozier a few playoffs ago, like everybody thought he was the man. And they do that. I think you put Peyton Pritchard in the right situation. I think he could do that. But they're not going. They're going to be right where they're at. They're going to be a 6 seed. They're going to be an underdog team. But he costs a whole lot less than Kemba Walker. I'll tell you that. And I'd say he's probably more effective for that team.
D'Angelo Russell's to the Boston Celtics. Would that make a difference?
Russell? That's a good
point
question.
guard. You need a point guard. So what point guard would you substitute for Kemba Walker? He could be available. D'Angelo Russell would be the guy?
I don't even want to say this out loud, but like I'm a GM. I see things before they happen. Like, if I was a GM right now and I was looking for a point guard, there's a point guard that I hear is available. His name's Kyle Lowry. He's a championship pedigree point guard. If he gets added to the Boston Celtics, then I'd say championship could be in their future.
Yeah, I agree with that one, bro. Kyle Lowry on the Celtics, that gives them the toughness they need, that veteran leadership they need. I think they brought in Kemba with the right idea, and at the time, I kind of liked it. At the time, I thought it might work. It was almost like he was that IT replacement, you know what I mean? But he hasn't been able to provide that same firepower that he was in Charlotte. I don't know if the injuries kind of caught up to him a little bit, or if it's just, the volume. Maybe he's more of a volume guy, playing with those two young studs. It's just he's not getting as many shots as he needs to really be effective. But
I think he is, bro. He was like the Lakers. He was like what 5? No, he was 2 for 17. He's getting the volume. He's just not making it.
Streaky guy, man. Streaky guy.
Pretty streaky. And it's, like you don't need
that.
Yeah,
man. My issue with Kemba's on the defensive end of the floor. I think offensively he's fine, but all right, we talked about best team, worst team. Let's talk about my man Ryan Saunders. I call him Little Flip. You know what I'm saying? Son of the late great Flip Saunders. He was fired recently. Ryan Saunders was fired before the All-Star break and replaced by coach. Let me make sure I got his name right. Chris Finch, Toronto's assistant coach. Basically replaced him, and they gave him a multi-year contract, which is so rare. We normally see a guy get an interim job, somebody from the team take over. They hired their future coach during the season. How do you guys feel about it?
Strange, man.
Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just gonna say it's strange, man. You just don't see it. I mean, like T said, usually you get an interim coach, usually a guy from the staff takes over the rest of the year. What this lets you know is it's collusion. It was already in the works, bro. They already knew their coach to be. There was no doubt about who their next coach was going to be. They were just waiting on the right time to let Ryan Saunders go, waiting on the right reason, because there's no way you turn around in less than a week and you got your new coach, unless this was already in the works. I feel like a lot of guys on that team are not happy with the way that unfolded. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong. They are underachieving, but you don't do it like that, I don't think, man. I don't know what the rules are as far as that goes. Like, I guess there are no rules to that if they just got away with it like that. But it's just very strange to me to let your coach go and have a whole new coach into a multi-year deal.
So who's to blame though? I blame the players for this. The players got to be mad at themselves. Yeah, because you think about it, right? That coach would never have been fired if they played a little bit, not even a little bit, a whole lot of better. Stop underachievement. Like the Timberwolves have been underachieving since Tim Thibodeau. Like, these guys haven't been the same without Jimmy. And then look, Jimmy leaves, and then look at them. Like, they're looking terrible again. Like, these guys are going to be lottery picks for the next 5 years again. Like, even with Cat, and Cat is like supposed to be this next big big player, and he's not even showing them nothing. He's looking like Devin Booker, like in my opinion. Like they give you flashy moments, they give you like that good 50 game point, and then that's it. But they don't win. They don't win when you need them to win. Like this GM thing. So allegedly, the story goes that both the GM for the Timberwolves and the new coach that they hired, they used to be co-workers back in the days for the Rockets.
Right.
So the hiring was like, it was inevitable. He's like, oh, that's my guy. I just had Ryan just waiting just for him to do the job and just hire my guy to come in and do the job. So like players are complaining, but these players are not doing the job. If players play good, they won't have to worry about coach.
Yeah,
that's fair, man. You win a game, just ready to see a coach bring Garnett back.
Yeah, they need to bring Garnett back.
Wouldn't hurt. KG might help him. I mean, the 7-win team, you could lose with anybody. What you think, Spro? You think his age had anything to affect?
With Ryan Saunders?
Yeah, he's only 34.
All right, let me start by I'll answer your question first, because then I'm gonna tell you what the real story is. First, I'm gonna tell you that Ryan Saunders being chosen as the coach is like, it's cute. It's a nice sentiment. I don't know how great of a coach he is. I'm not gonna say he's a bad coach. I'm not gonna say he's a good coach, but I'm saying he's a very cute choice when the dad used to play for the team, and it's a very easy choice, and it's a more of the same of passing along power in the hands of people that already have it. So let me start with that. So Ryan Saunders, he's young. I'm sure he'll get another job. I think he'd be a great candidate for another coaching job, whether it's in the league or in college. I'm sure that man's going to have a very long career coaching, and I wish him the best. So this is nothing of a slight to Ryan Saunders. Now, the real story here is their decision to choose a full-ass head coach in the middle of a season, which is I've never seen it in my entire career covering the NBA. I've never seen it. So that's weird. It seems weird. It seems like a fix. But I'll tell you what they're really trying to do. They're really trying to cover up, because what happens, right? You usually have a situation like where you bring in an interim coach. The interim coach is the coach for a little while, and then the interim coach, depending on how good he does, sometimes he'll get opportunities to become the head coach. But a lot of times the interim coach doesn't really get the just due. I think the T-Wolves were getting ahead of a potential shitstorm that was going to be headed their way, because the guy that would have took over as the interim head coach was a true head coaching candidate. His name was David Vanderpool. If anybody knows about David Vanderpool, they know that he was an assistant with the Golden State Warriors, with the Portland Trailblazers. He had a big hand in the development of Dame Lillard. He had a big hand in the development of C.J. McCollum. He was a very successful assistant coach. Then he became the associate head coach for the Timberwolves, actually, in 2019. He's a good coach. He actually used to be in the front office as well. He's a black dude. Another overlooked black head coaching candidate, if you ask me. I think that if he would have been given the job, based on the trajectory of the team, based on everyone getting healthy at the right time, they would have turned it around. They would have had a nice little finish to their season, and he would have been looking like the right guy for the head coaching job. And avoid from him being spurned then and shunned then, they decided to do it early and get ahead of the story and give who they really wanted, which is another friend of a friend situation. More of the same, ultimately. But the real story here is not Flip Saunders' son. What's his name? Ryan. The story is not Finch or whatever the heck his name is. The real story is David Vanderpool, and I'm going to make sure that this is heard, that that's the real story here. He's kind of like in an Eric Bieniemy situation in the NBA. How many times are we going to pass this guy over? He got passed over for the Orlando Magic job as well. This guy's been coaching. He's been coaching for a while. He's been interviewing for head coaching jobs for a while. He's due, and hopefully he gets a shot. But right now, it ain't it, bro. And I'm sorry. It sucks when you're in an organization where you're sitting right there and you're the guy for the job, and they just can't see it and they just want to give it to somebody else, man. And that's how it is. Hopefully it works out for you, though, brother. But that's the real story here.
Man, I didn't know. I didn't know it was that involved. Like, so you're telling me another black coach getting passed over that's actually has a track record of success?
Absolutely. A lot of players vouch for him.
I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard to win with a locker room like that when you know you got a guy that should have had the job and you went and grabbed somebody outside the organization. I don't know, man. Anybody else want to speak on this? Scruff seemed to have all the details, all the facts. Anybody else got something to add?
Man, it's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise not to coach the Timberwolves, man. He'd be all right. He'd probably find a better job.
He'd be all right.
He'd be all right.
Coaches get passed over every day, B.
Yeah, technically, shit. And it's a sad shit. The sad honest truth, yo. But look,
yeah,
he get himself a nice, decent job somewhere else, man. The Lakers are going to be looking for a new coach in another year, remember?
He ain't never going to. I don't want to speak negative, but he's going to have a hard time getting a job now.
All right, well, I guess in other sports news, let's not just stick to basketball or stick to football. Let's broaden it up a little bit. Tennis. We watched Serena versus Naomi recently, and this kind of reminded me of Brady versus Mahomes. Different results though, and you know we had a conversation about what that meant for Brady, what that meant for Mahomes. What does Naomi beating Serena and then going on to win her fourth Masters? First. I said Masters, but her fourth tournament, you know what I'm saying? Her fourth major, that's what it is, her fourth major. What does that mean for both of them? You know what I'm saying? Bryce, what does that mean for Serena and Naomi?
Man, I think it's just a passing of the torch moment. You know, I think that was a great parallel, man. It is a lot like Brady versus Mahomes. And I think, like you said, opposite results, passing the torch. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the press conference Serena held after the match, but she was clearly emotional, as if she knew the end was near. I think when you're on Serena's level, top 10 is not good enough. You want to be top 1 or top 2. You're not used to being top 10. So once you're in the top 10 range, you're ready to hang them up. And that's kind of that's kind of what I felt from her post-match interview. But Naomi Osaka is a beast, man. She's a beast. And you can tell, it's obvious that she's looked up to Serena up to this moment. So that pass of the torch, beautiful thing. Tons of respect in the game, in the match. Even after the match, they're showing each other loads of respect. You got to love it. And I think it's a pass on the torch. I don't know if Serena's done, but I think when you're that elite of an athlete, like I said, you don't want to be top 50 ranked in the world. You want that top spot every time you go out there. I don't know. I think she can keep making majors and keep competing making deep runs. But if Naomi Osaka's there at the end, it's like that final video game boss that you just can't get rid of anymore. And that could be what she's up against now.
Yeah, man, it definitely looked that way, man. Especially in that press conference when they asked her, was it just an off day or what happened, and she just kind of couldn't even bring herself to answer, man. G, you catch any of that? How you feel about that?
I caught the highlights. I don't think Serena's done. I think she still got it, and I think she could win another 3 majors, man. I don't call it the passing on the torch yet. Another 3, man. Man, we can just undermine her. She's legitimately been the number 1 woman in a long time. Shorty is the best. There's a reason why when you look at her, they get scared and run. She's been holding it down. It's a first loss. Everybody loses a game here and there. You know what I mean? You just tuck that up. She's a tough girl. She's a tough woman, matter of fact. I ain't even going to say girl. She's a tough woman, and she got it. I think Serena still got another 3 majors to win before she retires late. Now she knows she's actually getting younger and better competition now. So I'm sure this is going to make her pick up her game. And Naomi, congratulations, baby girl. You did it. You beat one of your idols. You're going to have to do it a couple of more times for me to be like, yeah, you the best at passing the torch. But it's just like, congratulations right now, Naomi. But now, Serena got another 3 majors to go.
I mean, yeah, that was a big moment for Naomi. I mean, she won her 4th straight, puts her on a big list of people that just ran off titles. And Serena, I think, got 6 in a row. So 4 is pretty impressive, especially at her age. What you think, Scruff?
I think 2 things here. I sympathize for Serena Williams. Obviously, she was arguably the greatest athlete of my lifetime in a way. I don't think it's the end for her, though. I do think the scene was pretty rough, and I can see how many people think it's the end. But from what I've heard from everybody close to Serena Williams, and she's not done with tennis. She won't retire from the sport until she wins another Grand Slam. That's what her coach said. So I don't see her winning 3 Grand Slams, G, but I do see her coming back and winning at least 1. I do think she can still bang. With that being said, it's a 2-part answer. I do think it is clear now that Naomi Osaka is the best of the best in terms of young tennis players, in terms of tennis players, period. Now, I think the Grasshopper has now become the sensei. I'm not saying that Serena can't win it again, but I think that time has caught up, and I think Naomi, she is the next big thing. You always got to watch out for athletes that got that quiet confidence, just that ninja assassin, like Naomi's got that. I think she's channeled in for a nice long run. But I don't think Serena's done yet. But I think she has another victory lap in her.
No, I think you're right. I think Serena definitely has at least one more. I will add this, though. It won't be on a hard surface. I don't think she can compete with the younger tennis up-and-coming stars that have a style similar to her because they watched her have this super powerful first serve. And, Serena just, if you've been with this show, I say old age is an injury, man. Like, it's almost like playing with a consistent injury. The recovery time, the downtime, she had to fight and claw her way back from a tough pregnancy. So I think she has one, maybe two more, but it's going to have to be clay or grass. I mean, she did get through the number 7 and number 2 ranked players to get to Naomi. She lost in straight sets, but, you can't win them all. And Naomi isn't that great yet on clay or grass. So I think that's the perfect storm for Serena to get her if she's going to get her. But, yeah, shout out to both of those ladies. It's cool to see a champ and a champ face off and, one inspire the other. And they, going to keep inspiring each other at this point. So great for them. Great for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think we see inspiring moments all the time in sports. And just recently, man, we saw a moment that wasn't so inspiring. I'd say it was a little more challenging, man. We switching over to some NFL news, man. I don't know if you guys have seen the video with Cam Newton and this random young teenager at his camp, but I think we've got the clip. We've got the clip, Scruff. Let's run it.
Mm-hmm.
You asked. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's a free agent. Where your daddy is? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent. You asked. Talk to. Let me. Where's your dad? Where's your pop? You asked. Where the pack? He's asking.
Man. Bro, the video was hilarious, man. So before we really get into is Cam ass, because that question, before we get into that, let's just get into the whole situation. How how do we think Cam handled it? How do we think the kid handled it? I feel like everyone's been on both sides of that coin, right? Everyone's been that person popping shit, and everybody's been that person taking the bullets. So Scrub, I'm gonna start with you, man, because you fanning down over there, bro. Let me hear your instant reaction, bro.
Oh man, I gotta say, watching it live on the show was pretty funny. But my instant reaction was, "Damn, this kid's disrespectful." Was my first instant reaction. Like, are you kidding me? Like the audacity of that fan to be talking like that to Cam Newton was so disrespectful, bro. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. Now, I can say, you're talking about how would I have played this? How would I have played this? And what was the right thing to do? All right. So this is how Cam Newton probably shouldn't have said anything. That's the right thing to do. Right? Probably better of not saying anything. So I personally, as soon as he turned around and started talking to Bull, I think he won. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I would not have handled it any better. I would have handled it much worse. Much worse. Much worse. I certainly would have had something to say to the kid, and I certainly would have been saying much worse. So I've never been good at de-escalating situations, especially when I'm involved in them. Lord knows that I would have made that situation 10 times worse. Cam Newton tried to not make it worse. He made it seem like, I'm beneath you, kid. But you could tell that shit hurt. Like, that shit hurt real hard. He came around, he turned around, and Where's your pops? Where's your pops? Where's your pops? Like, that was funny as hell. Like, he knew, like, yo, come on, man. Like, he knew he wasn't. That's one thing. You got to know your demographic. You got to know your audience, Cam. You knew you were not going to win that battle because that kid did not give two fucks about you, Cam. But maybe his pops would have. So I feel you trying to switch the – nah. But, yeah, he handled it okay. But I think this is a big statement, and I think it hurts deep for Cam because I think deep down he might know it's true.
Man, it's tough, bro. Because, like, Cam was in a lose-lose situation right there. I feel like maybe if he didn't respond, this might not go viral. Like, maybe if the kid just one-sided yelling that your ass, no one pays attention to this video, any response, and it's just like Cam's gonna look like the bad guy to a lot of people. T, man, what'd you think about it?
I mean, I thought it was funny. I thought it was light. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It's interesting because, you know, a lot of people are going to say the kid was disrespectful and he was out of his place and all of that. And to a certain degree, what he did doesn't really help him, right? It doesn't make sense because Cam is a guy that could probably help you, probably give you some tips, you know what I'm saying? Could probably make a phone call and get you on a roster somewhere. So probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but at the same time, I just came up from an era where athletes talk trash to other athletes, regardless of the level. You know, you were in elementary, you might have talked trash to a middle school. You was in high school, you might have talked trash to a college guy. Like, if you feel like you can ball, you talk trash. And kids kind of predict the trends. You know, they set the trends. You're not saying that. He's not saying that to Lamar Jackson. He's not saying that to Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of indicative of where Cam is in his career. You know, my guy told you, you're a free agent. You know what I'm saying? You don't even belong on a roster for real. Called him ass. And we know Cam is Superman, you know, all of this. And he looked real human. He looked real Clark Kent. He didn't look Superman. Asked him where his parental guidance was. Where's your dad? Where's your pa? Like, he didn't really have any rebuttals other than I'm rich. And to me, you took an L. You took an L. There's a further clip where Cam tried to just ask him, you know, later on, like, you know, when do you guys play? I want to come check you out. Like, you know, what do you like? Are you good? Like, what do you do? And my man basically told him, like, find me on YouTube. Like, look me up. And it just shows that, like, it's a different generation, and Cam just isn't in that generation. I think Cam is a generation above these high school kids. They don't really respect Cam the way they probably should, and that's fine. You don't have to. There's no rule that says someone has to be your idol. So I'm not mad at it either way. But like you said, Cam probably should have just ignored it, or at least had a better joke or something. But fair is fair. I don't think it was a time to kill the kid. Teach him moment, if anything. But don't kill him for, you know what I'm saying, some jabs and some bars. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, man. I agree with that 100%, man. We shouldn't be killing this kid over this, man. Like, I feel like everybody's been on both sides of this. And the kid, I feel like, was more or less challenging. He was from a challenging place versus like a hating place. The kid ain't seem like he was hating to me. He was just trying to tell him about himself. G, what'd you think about the whole Cam versus the fan thing, man?
Man, I don't know, man. I didn't like the video at all, man. It was pretty funny, but then you start looking into it, it's just like, he could, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm an ignorant person sometimes. Like, I got my days here and there, but like, at that point, it's just like, yo, like, you know, Cam, the dude is an MVP, NFL MVP, Heisman winner, and went to the Super Bowl, you know? And then now on top of that camp, it wasn't a camp that Cam sponsored. Like, he didn't have to sponsor it. He went out his way and gave up some of his money and time to be like, yo, here, kids, I'm here to try to teach you guys something. Like, and then on top of that, man, I'm not going to sit here and judge the kid because, you know, like I said, man, we all here done some ignorant shit when we were some kids, man. And we all weren't overly disrespectful to some adults. But at that point in the moment, it's just like, yo, you got to learn where you at. There's a time and place for everything. And the kids don't learn within time. Like, yo, damn, you know, karma could bite him in the ass. And the kid don't even see time in college, let alone even touch the pros. So then he's going to be really looking at like, yeah, you a free agent, but damn, okay, you wouldn't even become a free agent. So here and there, so it's like, yeah, I don't blame the kid. It is what it is. Kids want to be kids. He's a teenage boy. But I hope this is a growing moment for him, and I hope he learns.
That's a good point, man. I think that the more I think about it, just combining, kind of piggybacking off what you and T both said, Cam might be a generation, above these guys, right? These high schoolers might not have grown up with Cam, right? And we know Cam most recently hasn't been balling out of control, but I feel like if guys are celebrated for the careers, the things they have done in the league, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that kid probably doesn't say that to Phillip Rivers. You feel me? And Phillip Rivers hasn't been balling crazy, but it's like he's kind of celebrated as a good quarterback. And I don't know if Cam really kind of gets that, like, I don't know if he's really put on a pedestal for what he's done in this league. Most quarterbacks that take a team to the Super Bowl are kind of looked at as upper echelon for the rest of their career. They're kind of viewed as that guy that most quarterbacks that have an MVP, they're kind of viewed as that guy for the rest of their career that could take you somewhere. Kind of feels like Cam hasn't really got his flowers, since those moments. So now let's jump into what we actually think about Cam Newton and let's answer the ultimate question: is Cam ass? Scrub, I'm starting with you, man. Is Cam done?
Wow. The bluntness.
I will not come out of my mouth and say that he's ass, but I will say I know y'all don't want to hear it, man, but Cam Newton's done. Cam Newton's done, man. When I look at the stats, the biggest stat is very telling to me, man. He played in 15 games last year and he had 8 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Now, that breaks down to just about 1 every 2 weeks. I'm sorry. If you're my starting quarterback in the NFL, I'm going to need more touchdowns than that, bro. Period. I don't care. I don't know. Cam Newton to me, this was his prove it year. And I think he played okay. I think he played okay.
Bro.
I don't know. I just don't see I don't see how he can potentially bounce back from it. The reason being is he went unsigned for a really long time last year. Yes, part of it was timing, part of it was this, part of it was that, but he got signed to a veteran minimum deal. He got signed to a 1-year deal, and he played veteran minimum level of performance is what he played at. No disrespect. So I don't see how he's going to piggyback that into another job. Now, the way I see it, and, you can say what you want about guys like Phillip Rivers. You can say what you want about guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You can say what you want about so many guys, Sam Bradford. But the thing about Cam Newton, and I'm going to be real, he's a black quarterback, man. I'm not saying it's a problem for me, but I know how this shit goes. I'll compare him to another black quarterback that I grew up. He was a hero to me, Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb was, to me, he was just as successful as Cam Newton in a way in his career. You could say Cam Newton was more successful. Cam Newton had a regular season MVP, won the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb had very similar measurables, similar type of quarterback, played a pretty long career. When he was done in Philly, he had one more chance. He had his shot in Washington. After Washington, I'd say he played about as good as Cam Newton played this past season. And that was the end for him. So respectfully, he wasn't ass. He was subpar. Cam Newton was subpar this past season. And I think this is end. This is the. I do think this is the end for him as a starting quarterback, unless he can position himself into a position for a backup. But right now, based on what I see and what GMs see, I don't think he's your top choice for a backup either, because that's not traditionally what you look for in a backup quarterback, unless you're looking for a pigeonholed backup quarterback to fit a certain style system. Then maybe he could back up a guy like Lamar Jackson. But I don't see a guy with a big legend and persona being the best backup quarterback, or at least from a GM standpoint. I'd love to have him back up. I'd bring him to back up Jalen Hurts any day. But I just don't see it. I don't think most teams are going to go that way. I think they'd rather have a guy like, who's your boy, Taylor Heineke, or somebody that has literally wet behind the ears, but they don't know what he can give you. So they'd rather go with the unknown than go with the subpar known, which is Cam Newton. No disrespect.
I mean, everything I hear sounds like Cam is ass. I mean, we got viewers comparing him to the RG3. We got you saying he's McNabb in Washington. I mean, I called Cam to New England, and I thought it would work out, and it didn't. It didn't work out. It didn't bomb. I mean, they won 7 games with, a lot of defensive guys missing, receivers dropping passes, but Cam was throwing some of them in the dirt. But what I do know is his chances to start are 0. He won't. No one's going to sign him as a starter. I don't think have we ever seen a former MVP, former Super Bowl quarterback go somewhere and be a backup? Like off the top of my head, has that happened?
Trent Dilfer, maybe.
Dilfer shouldn't count, but Cam, unless he's willing to be a backup somewhere, that's his only opportunity to play. He has to go be a backup, man. I do think he's better than some of the starters. I think he's better than a Taysom Hill, but no, you had your shot. Most black quarterbacks don't even get 2 shots. You had 1 shot, it didn't work out. You gotta humble yourself at this point and take a backup job, and not to say you want somebody to get injured, but hopefully you get another opportunity to start some games.
Man, G, man, I hope you on Cam's side, bro, because I'm gonna have to do it if you're not. What up, G? What up, G?
The disrespect from you guys. If Carson Wentz could get a job, Mitchell Trubisky could get a job, Nick Foles could get a job, Phillip Rivers as a station target could get a job, and you talking about Cam? Can any of you guys name me a receiver from the Patriots that were at least a 1,000-yard receiver? And don't say it's because Cam. Name me a 1,000-yard receiver in that team. And Julian Edelman didn't play because he got hurt. So name me one of you guys. Please name me, please. Fans, please. Audience, please let me know. Yo, you talking about a depleted Patriots team? Reason why Tom Brady packed up his bag and went to Tampa. Like I personally believe Tom Brady would have never left the Patriots if he at least had another receiver right next to Julian Edelman, a better receiver at that. Like, come on, you guys are saying Cam is trash, and on top of that, Cam was fighting his whole injury through COVID. Like, that shit is your respiratory system. Like, he came back and played more games with COVID. Like, no one's gonna give him a shot because of that. Are you crazy? If Nick Foles could get a job, Nick Foles got in 2 crazy contracts from the Jaguars and then from the Bears. Well, he got traded, and he got a crazy contract from the Jaguars. You telling me Cam can't get another job? Y'all guys are, man, listen, I know they legalized marijuana up here in Jersey. I know y'all probably come up here and smoke a little bit more now, but y'all got to get it together. Stay off the weed. Are y'all crazy? Cam Newton is still a starting quarterback. He just needs to be put in a better situation. We saw it with Tom Brady, and look what he did. He won a Super Bowl. Like, the man did something. You talking about Cam? Cam was just by himself. Cam went to a Patriots team that had the most players that decided not to come play this season. Yes, and Matt Stafford got a fucking job with the Rams, bro. Are y'all crazy? You guys, yo.
All right, so where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Where does Cam Newton go and get a job?
That's not, but I mean,
he could get a job with the Saints because I think he could beat.
It's not.
James Winston. You think Jameis is better than Cam?
It's not a question of Cam.
Jameis ain't gonna start either.
I'm not questioning Cam's talent. I'm questioning the situation. We know he can play. We know he still has.
Okay, so we know he can play. Why are we saying he should be a backup if we know he can play? Cam Newton can still ball out, and I get it. 8 touchdowns on the year. What he played starting in 15 games. The dude had 350 passing attempts, bro. They weren't giving him the ball to let him chuck it around. He had 8 touchdowns through the air, 12 touchdowns on the ground. That's 20 tugs right there he's getting for you. We know that the Patriots
playing with high school football receivers, bro. He was playing with high school.
No supporting cast, bro. Come on, man. Cam Newton is still a baller, bro. And when he gets out there and he starts balling again, no one's gonna act like they're surprised. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's Cam Newton." But I want everyone to remember this moment when he got shitted on, when a little kid called him ass, and everybody ran with it like that's who he is, bro. Come on, man. This is Cam Newton. Dude is a baller, bro. MVP quarterback, took a team to the Super Bowl week after week, man. Situations are everything. We know that. How would Cam Newton look on the 49ers? I bet you they go back. I bet you he could take them just as far as Jimmy Garoppolo. There's a lot of situations. Probably farther, bro. Probably farther, man. Y'all giving up on Cam Newton is crazy to me, bro. It's crazy.
So is Deshaun Watson ass? Is Deshaun Watson ass with all that talent he had there? with the Titans? With the Texans, I mean, with the Texans? Because he had just as bad of a record as Cam.
I mean, Deshaun Watson elevated some of those guys on that roster.
What are you talking about?
Like what? Yeah, like
Cam.
I think we're looking at. I'm not saying Cam is the worst quarterback. I'm not saying he's not better than some starters. What I'm saying is, what organization is going to change their direction and roll the dice on Cam? I can only think of one team that I know makes a lot of mistakes and it has a quarterback vacancy, and that's Washington. Outside of that,
come on, man. Okay, how about this? When Tannehill went from Miami to Tennessee, he was trash, right? Nobody would have thought.
Last shot.
In a situation, and he got into a great situation, and all of a sudden
he cashed out on his last spot though. But
but he got into a great situation, bro. Cam didn't get into a great situation. You know why? He wasn't offered a great situation. They only offered him shit situations. Now we can get into why he's offered shit situations.
Was he in a bad situation? Because at least he was a starter though. Cam got offered a starting job. Tannehill got offered a backup job and flipped it into a starting job. So, if anything, Cam got a better situation. Cam didn't want to take the backup spot. He could have maybe backed up a bad quarterback and took over for him. But he took the starting job with the Patriots. And you know what you're going to get with the Patriots.
But y'all crazy because it's seen on camera Bill Belichick apologizing to Cam and telling him I'm sorry. This actual video during a game telling Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, telling Cam Newton, I'm sorry, because he knew that he couldn't give him nothing. He knew
Belichick doesn't want to bring him back. He might bring him back.
He's gonna bring him back. I don't see.
That's not even said. That shit is not sailed, bro. Cam might be back in New England, second year in the offense, knows it better, and we might see him balling in New England. They were 7-9, bro.
He might have 10 touchdowns next year.
Carson Wentz went for a first-round pick and won 3 games. You mean to tell me Cam Newton's not worth anything, bro? Come on, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
Y'all crazy. Y'all so blasphemous to say that.
He might go off. He might have 10 touchdowns next year. Watch out now. Watch out. Deshaun Watson had 35, but okay.
I'm not comparing his arm talent to Deshaun Watson, bro. I'm not doing that.
Hey, G just compared him to Deshaun Watson, so I gotta say Deshaun Watson
better than Deshaun Watson. A healthy Cam better than Deshaun Watson. I take healthy Cam against Deshaun Watson any day.
Healthy Cam.
I put money on that. I
put money Cam from 5 years ago, bro.
I'm talking about Cam. Give me a healthy Cam against Deshaun Watson. Same level of
you put money on it?
Talent. I put money on that.
So Deshaun Watson. So I'll bet you $100 right now that Deshaun Watson. I'll bet $1,000 right now that Deshaun Watson has more touchdowns than Cam Newton next season. I'll say combine them together, passing or touch. You can have passing and rushing. I guarantee you that Deshaun Watson will have more touchdowns per year. I'll bet a stack.
I ain't doing that. I ain't fucking crazy like that. I'm about to throw my money. I'm about to throw my money, you.
I mean, look, the way it's shaking out,
I'm not a degenerate gambling.
Unless Cam finds his way to Washington.
Hey, Polar Knight's always coming for the facial hair of the gang, bro. That's hilarious.
Hey, go ahead. I mean, y'all keep saying what he can do and all it. What's the right situation? Like, what's a realistic landing spot for Cam?
Somewhere with a defense and a running game. Give him a defense and a running game. Give him one receiver. Cam only needs one receiver, defense and running game. Washington sounds great to me. If he comes to Washington, I won't be upset.
Tell me how many quarterbacks don't need a defense, running game, and one receiver.
Right? I mean, that's a fact. But how many of them get it when they go to their new spot? A whole lot. All right, for example, Carson Wentz just got traded to the Colts. He's getting all 3 of those boxes checked. If he doesn't do anything with it, and I would say the same thing about Cam. If Cam was in that situation with the Colts and he could do nothing with it, okay, now I'll talk about Wash. But the situation he had with the Patriots, like G said, is the same reason Brady left. I mean, that's a horrible situation. You're asked to turn diamonds out of shit, bro. And Cam Newton's not that guy. He's not that guy, bro. Mahomes couldn't even be that guy in the Super Bowl. If you don't got nothing around you, you got to check some boxes, man. You got to check some boxes if you want these quarterbacks to be successful.
I feel that, but I think that's based on the market. Just like the available quarterback market is what the market is. The available job opportunity market is what it is. The Colts were, in my opinion, the best situation to walk into. Out of any team that needed a quarterback, the Colts were the number one situation to walk into. We can argue that the Colts were a quarterback away. What does that tell you? I mean, you can say the same thing about the Rams in a way. These are teams that were a little bit of the best positions for quarterbacks. Hey, pole position. That went to Carson Wentz and Matt Stafford in this market. They're the more promising of the quarterback prospects that were available. Cam Newton is not, meaning he's going to end up falling in whatever's left over situation. I mean, I would even say I throw another name out there because he's another black quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater just got traded to the Bears. I'd say that it's not a guarantee that he'll be the starting quarterback, but I think he has a shot to be the starting quarterback. I think
Teddy
Cam
Bridgewater
Newton would be
got
lucky.
traded to the Bears?
Yes.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I think he could be the starter there, but he's not going to be coming in as the incumbent, and I wouldn't be shocked if they end up drafting somebody. That's the same situation that Cam will walk into. Best case scenario. I don't even think he'll get that.
I'll take Cam Newton with Saquon Barkley and our proven defense any day. I don't see David Gettleman with the New York Giants. I know that's right now his saving call right now with Danny Dimes, but I'd rather take Cam Newton right now. I'd rather take Cam Newton and Saquon Barkley. Imagine that duo with the upcoming offensive line. Whew. We winning the
Call me crazy, yo. Call me crazy. I never thought I'd say this on air or period, but I'd rather have Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Hey, look,
not
man.
me. You know, he got this
Look,
nigga to
Cam,
prove me.
Look, when the kids,
fan.
I'm a man of the people, man. When the kids start calling you ass, I can't go against the kids. Can't.
Oh man, you sound like Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy love the kids.
T Boogie love the kids too, man.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, man. You know,
I guess
the kids, man.
So it seems like we split on Cam, man. It seems like the two on the left feel like Cam is a wrap for him. Me and G feel like Cam can still make something shake, man. I don't know, man. I'm not done with Cam Newton, bro. I'm not done with Cam Newton. I want him to get one more legit shot, not no bullshit shot. I want him to get one more legit shot and a legit opportunity, and I would love to see him run with it. But let's keep it pushing, fellas, man. We going to the culture now. We got a nice little top 5 today, man. We coming for the top 5 video games. It's an all-time list. You can do whatever you want with this list. It could be your top 5 favorites, your top 5 the best, your most fun, whatever you want to do your list. But man, it was top 5 video games. I'm excited to hear this one, man. I'm excited to hear this one. I see Scruff, man. He nodded. I want to hear Scruff's list, so we'll kick it off, Scruff.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, I had some real nostalgic times going through and trying to think about this list, man. I'm a sports guy, so there's definitely heavy sports influence on this list. But I think when you see the list, you're going to see a reflection of the man you see in front of you today. So let's cap it off, man. My number 5 best video game of all time, top 5 video game, is NBA Street. I don't know if it was Volume 1, Volume 2, but one of my favorite video games of all time, man. You had all the different characters coming in. You had my man Stretch. You had my man with the little Bow Wow, you know what I'm saying? You had the dude Bonafide and all this crazy nonsense, man. That was the game, bro. Like, you talk about getting your game on the court, Street, coming with the hoop jump, all crazy. They made it swaggy. It was literally the culture in the game. Definitely reminiscent of the type of vibes that, helped plant the seeds for the early stages of Gas Present Sports for the Culture. I appreciate you, NBA Street. You left a special place in my heart forever. Number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list, you feel me? Got to go with Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, DJ K. You know what time it is. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was my favorite Call of Duty game. Call of Duty has been great. There's been some hit or misses. Modern Warfare, you had the other joint that was like the old school where you were popping off with the old guns. Nah, Modern Warfare at that time, the best game, like one of the best games, period. Like you could get on that joint, have a great time. The online sessions are nuts. Man, me personally, I'm a free-for-all type of dude. Catch me, 4 homies, get it right there in the spot, at the crib, free-for-all. Put it on that Nuketown map. That Nuketown map, man. That joint was a straight. Boop, 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 boop. What time it is? You gotta get it popping real quick. Nuketown is the map. If you don't know, now you know. Number 3 video game of all time. I'm gonna go with Madden. I'm gonna go with Madden. Fun fact: I actually learned how to play football by playing Madden first. Call me crazy. That sounds like a very bad introduction to football. You feel me? But that's how I learned how to play football. Before I took it I put my cleats on. I learned how to play on Madden. Shout out to the early Madden years. The team that made me fall in love with football, and I first learned about football was when Randy Moss was a rookie on the Vikings, and they had Chris Carter and Dante Culpepper and Robert Smith. That was the best Madden roster I've ever had in my career. I will go toe-to-toe with anybody. If you're talking Madden, also, I got to shout out to a couple of the coolest features that they ever made and the worst features they ever made. Worst feature they ever made of all time was the quarterback vision, man. Quarterback vision, you feel me? Like, you got to do with the small vision. Your vision was like this small. You couldn't really see what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
The vision was lit. The vision was lit.
If you had a dude that was like a 97 overall, your vision was like the whole field. But you know what I mean? I like working with the underdogs. I don't rock like that. So I didn't really get down with that. But my favorite Madden feature of all time is going to be an unpopular opinion. But my favorite Madden feature of all time is the rewind feature. You feel me? Because sometimes you throw a pick, you throw the pick six, your man's be all celebrating this shit. You be like, I got you. Then you be like, whoop, 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 whoop. You thought you got me. Rewind on that ass, and now I'm back. You feel me? Like it never happened. Rewind. Shout out to the rewind. They need to bring that shit back, man. Straight up. Madden is an all-time classic, bro. Number 2 for me is 2K, bro. The 2K series. The 2K series over the lifetime of the 2K series. And I'm going to bring it all the way back, T-Boogie. You know what time it is, bro. Second Dreamcast, 2K, the original 2K. Allen Iverson was on the cover. He had to hold the sticks like this. The lines would come together in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got the free throw down, bro. The crossovers were elite. The bag was something special, man. 2K, once 2K came out, obviously years on later, it continued on to be the legacy that it is now. I will say 2K, the original 2K, was one of the best games of all time, along with 2K8, 2K9, 2K7. My 3 best years in the history of 2K in terms of my win-loss percentage. I was kicking up at an all-time high during those years. Bryce will tell you about it. Last but not least, my number 1 video game of all time is not sports-related, man. It's bigger than sports. It's Mario. Super Mario Brothers, bro, is the number 1 video game of all time, bro, because, like, bro, you could literally play Super Mario Brothers with anybody. Now, I'm talking like Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart. All these games are timeless classics that you can play with kids, you can play with adults, you can play with old people, and you're going to have a good time, bro. My man would jump around. He would jump on stuff. He'd jump up. He'd get the mushroom. He'd get bigger. Like, who don't like that shit, bro? Then you get the little thing with the star. You running around all crazy, like jumping through little tubes and shit. Like, yo, Mario is the shit, bro. Like, I don't care. If they made a Mario today on the PlayStation, I would buy it. Don't get me wrong. I like all these other games, man. Fight Night was a good one, too, man. The back and forth with the boxing, the training joint where they was rubbing your face, that was pretty wild too. Honorable mention for sure. But Mario, bro, it's like I could play that joint right now, and like I could play that any time in my life, and I'd have a great time, any age.
Yeah, no, the Mario series is a classic, bro. Everybody been playing Mario, man. Even back to the joystick days, the stand-up joystick joint at the arcade. G, man, top 5 video games. Let's get it.
See, most people say Need for Speed. For me, my top 5 would be included as a car racing game, but nah, for me, it's Midnight Club Racing Dub Edition.
Oh, you stole mine, bro.
That's first.
Respect. Yes, sir.
Real gamers know. Midnight Club Racing Dub Edition was the best racing game in the world. The soundtrack mix on that was lit. You could jam all day, customize your cars however you wanted. You had the Cadillac with the 40-inch rims just running through the streets, bugging out. Ooh, that was my game. That was my game as a kid. That's my top 5. Top 4 now. My 4th one is gonna be Resident Evil 2. The way that for the Nintendo the Nintendo GameCube. Me and my boy would come over to the crib, plug it into my TV. So I like to play the game in the dark because that shit used to have us scared out of our minds. So we would put covers on the daylight, make my living room super dark. Some of the most scary shit I ever played in my life. I could never get past the first level without, you know what I mean? Almost wet myself because it was that scary as a kid playing that shit. That shit was crazy. My number 3 game will have to be. I'll have to go with God of War. God of War series. Ooh, that was my thing for the PlayStation 3. Was my thing. That was like actually my first game for PlayStation 3. The God of War series was like so dope to me. I like how they make Greek mythology look so dope and so real to me. Like that was one of my games. And I'm gonna number 2 is gonna be Pokemon. Pokemon Blue or Red. My thing, bro. What?
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, bro.
I'm mad. None of you guys had a childhood. I see you guys never had a Nintendo 6. Had the Game Boy with you playing.
Yeah, I
that
did.
thing up on church, hiding in a little corner. Like, while you hear the pastor talking about, yo, that's a sinful game. I'm like, damn, but like, yo, I'm just catching monsters. I'm like, cool, man. Leave me alone. It's my childhood. Nobody wants to play Mario no more. Shit is trash. I'm good. I'm catching Pikachu right now. I was Ash, yes. What? Named all my Pokemon after whatever Ash named his Pokemon. That was my thing. And then my number one game is Mortal Kombat. The one disc that I had to hide from my parents. Matter of fact, I finessed my mom to buy me that game. She's like, what does M mean? My mom is from Honduras. She had no clue none of those ratings mean. I told him, no, Ma, that's just like, I forgot what I finessed to making her believe that M rated was something for like kids or teens. Like, yeah, I could play that. And then little did she know, like, I'm out here ripping heads off, turning Liu Kang into a dragon, throwing flames, ripping babies' heads apart, doing fatalities in the middle of TV, cursing at people like, hey, yeah, But those are my top 5 right there.
Bruh, you are the man for pulling out the dub edition, bruh. People not hip to the Midnight Club 3, bruh. That was a class. That might be the best racing game of all time, bro. Like
no cap, bro.
No cap, bro. No cap. You mad, but I didn't think no one was gonna have that.
Bro, I'm surprised. Yo, my honorable mention is gonna be Death Can't Fight. When I had we had Fat Joe as a fighter and Snoop Dogg. And, oh man, that's my honorable mention, man, right there. That's for the culture.
Hell of a list. We going to you, T Boogie. What up?
All right, man. Like I've been a gamer since, like, no lie, man. Like I've been gaming since before some of y'all was born. Like I remember the day Super Nintendo came out. I'm showing my age, but I remember leaving kindergarten early to go get the Super Nintendo. So
yeah, quick question, T.
Games,
were you born on a cartridge to play your games?
Yeah, we all did that.
Ooh, awesome, baby.
But I mean, what you trying to get into?
Hey man, we trying to play Mario with me?
Blowing in the cartridge. No, but that's the rite of passage. If you from my generation, man, blowing in that NES cartridge, blowing in that Super Nintendo cartridge, rite of passage, man. Trying to get that thing to work. I think I read an article recently said it didn't matter. Don't tell me that because I wasted a lot of breath on them games. But let me get to my list. Like, I got quick honorable mention. Dave Mirra and Tony Hawk. They came out like in 1999, 2000s. X Games was like at its height. I love those games. They made my honorable mention. San Andreas, CJ, Grand Theft. Like that's in my honorable mention. But my 5 top games, right? Mortal Kombat. That's the first game. That's the first game I remember crying because I couldn't beat. You know what I'm saying? I had games before that. All them little Nintendo games and all that. But that Mortal Kombat was different, man.
What system was that on? What system on that Mortal Kombat? Sega?
Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo Sega.
Okay.
I had Super Nintendo.
I never on Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I had
on
the Genesis too.
Nintendo. I couldn't get with the 3 buttons and the Sonic. But Mortal Kombat, I was a Scorpion guy. But my next game is Madden. I've been playing Madden since the original John Madden on Super Nintendo. When they, you hit a guy, hurt him, and bring the cart out, cart him off. 2005 is when Madden changed for me. They gave that hit stick. It made defense feel so real, so real. They added the truck stick a little later, but that hit stick changed Madden. To this day, man, you hit stick to somebody, you hype. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. Number 3, and it's not in no real order, but Super Mario. Like, I still play Super Mario. My sons still play Super Mario. There isn't a bad Super Mario. Like maybe Paper Mario or something. I don't know. But every Mario I played is great. It's endless entertainment. You know what I'm saying? If you had a little brother, you always made him be Luigi. You had a friend, you made that friend be Luigi. You know what I'm saying? You can't get past Mario. So number 2, Call of Duty, man. But specifically, my favorite was Black Ops. I played a lot. It's a couple guys on here, they know about me. You know what I'm saying? They know the kill streaks. They know what I do. Right now, I feel like I could put a clan together and get busy. But Call of Duty, man, Nuketown is a great map. Rust is a great map. They got a lot of classic Terminal. They got a lot of classic great maps throughout Call of Duty. But my number 1, man, and nobody gonna bring this one up, but to me, it might be my favorite game ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a single player game. I guess I got online, but Red Dead Redemption 2. Both Red Deads are crazy, but Red Dead Redemption 2, man, it's so cinematic. The story, I feel like if you put the story on the big screen, they might get an Oscar, man. John Marston, Arthur Morgan, like Dutch Vanderlyn, like it's a true Western. You get attached to the players. Man, like, I don't know, man. Look, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm replaying it right now. It's never the same game twice. It's open world like Grand Theft and all that, man. You're skinning animals, you're hunting bears. I love it, man. It's just endless, nonstop gameplay. And you know what I'm saying? It's nobody to go against but the CPU. You know what I'm saying? It's not the frustration of Madden cheating you or the 2K momentum and all of that. But that's my list.
Hey man, another strong list, man. We got 3 strong lists, but I like how this segment's going. Hopefully, I can add on, man. I got an interesting list. I got 2 football games on here, and neither of them are Madden. But let's get into it, man. So I got some honorable mentions. I'll get to those at the end. So number 6, I couldn't do 5, bro, because 6 and 5 are tied for me. But G mentioned it, man. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, bro. That game literally is what made me have a love of cars, bro. I did not care about cars too much until that game. But to this day, I love cars, man. The way you can put the neon lights on your car, the rims, the speed packages with the nitrous, bro, man, it was crazy, bro.
Remember the spinning rims?
Spinning rim, bro. Maybe the best racing game of all time. I haven't played them all, so I can't really call it. But to me, the best of all time. Moving on, man. First football game on my list, man. And to me, could very well be the best football game of all time. That's ESPN Football 2K5, TO on the cover. This was the first football game to really give you that player progression as far as seasons goes. Now Madden's known for that, right? Every year your players progress based on how you played the season before. But ESPN Football came with that first, man. And I used to love putting together a season, man. I would make all my homies on the game, bro. Classic game, bro. ESPN Football. I'm surprised it didn't last, honestly, because it was a great game. It just, I don't know, I guess it didn't have the financial backing. So moving on, man. Number 4, NBA 2K9. I believe that was KG on the cover, man. I believe to this day that was the best 2K. I played them all up until 2K18, 2K19, and that's the best one, man. 2K9, bro, unbeatable. And I was unbeatable. You can ask Scruff about that. Scruff knows about that very, very well, bro. He gonna get real quiet. Look at him.
I told you. First of all, I made you in 2K.
Hilarious. All right, so moving on, man. Number 3, I'm not even into snowboarding, but SSX Tricky was one of my favorite games of all time, bro. Like, that joint was crazy. Me and my cousin, a lot of my video game love comes from my cousins. I had just one older cousin, man. This dude was a video game savant in every game at all times. And when he introduced us to SSX Tricky, bro, we used to sit and play that game. We put all the fighting games down, all the shooting games down, and we playing with snowboards, man. It was crazy. Number 2, this is my next football game on my list, and that's Blitz, man. Blitz 2000. I don't know if y'all were into the Blitz games, bro, but they were lit, dog. They were lit. You could like destroy players on defense. Offense, you were just throwing bombs. The quarterback arm strength was so unreal. You could just like toss it 100 yards. If you had John Elway in that game with the Broncos, you was doing something because John Elway was so serious in that jump. That's my favorite football game of all time, man. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves, but Blitz was definitely a classic. And my number one game of all time is a shooter, man. It's Halo 1 and 2. I'm an Xbox guy. And I was in on those early Halo games so heavy, man. You couldn't tell me nothing about Halo 1 and then Halo 2. Me and my cousins would be up all night. We would have this game over. All we would play with was shotguns and swords. And we would play that joke literally for hours at a time, bro, burning up the Xbox, man. Xbox would be so hot, you could cook a grilled cheese on it, bro. That's how long we would play, man. It would be ridiculous. But I miss those video game days. I miss being that age and that space in life where you could just play video games for 4 or 5 hours straight, man, because I don't get that type of time no more. So I do miss that. But I like that segment, man. It was pretty nostalgic. Oh yeah, let me get these honorable mentions real quick though. NBA Street Scruff, great one. Gears of War. I don't know if you guys are Xbox guys, but Gears of War was always a great Xbox game. Mortal Kombat. Super Smash Bros, man. I thought that might make somebody's list, but we ain't have no Super Smash guys. I know it's like got a cult following. Millions of people.
No, I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty nice in Super Smash Bros.
Oh, why you on the 64 or you on the GameCube back in the day?
Oh, back I didn't have either, but I played on the GameCube. But now I play on the Switch.
The GameCube was
I still play Smash Brothers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Smash Brothers crazy now.
I can only imagine, bro. Because back on the GameCube, they had so many players you could like randomly unlock that were not originally in the game. It was lit.
Yeah, same.
Man,
hey, how about this one, fellas? Do y'all remember Ready to Rumble with my dude with the fro? He was just scrapping.
Afro Thunder,
bro. The Ready to Rumble was a lit little game, bro. Like that's a classic PS1 game. And then my last one, man, it almost made my top 5 is Dragon Ball Z Budokai, man. That's one of my favorite fighting games of all time, bro. Yeah, I don't know if y'all played that joke, bro, but that joke was like,
I forgot about that game, bro.
Yeah, that one was the reason I stopped playing Super Smash so much. It's like he was like, oh, wait, Dragon Ball Z got a joke like this? Yeah, I kind of fell off of Super Smash when Budokai came out, man.
Bro, I was gonna say Fight Night, bro. I love Fight Night. The way you could be the ring assistant to like ice up the face.
Yeah,
yo, that was my shit. Yo, that's how I used to settle my bets after school. Like, yo, bro, I was paying for this.
But Fight Night always had that one cheat ass punch, bro. If someone just hit you with that one haymaker, you could never get up. You could never get up, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. You should blow me.
I think they fixed the glitch later on. I'm like, all right, finally.
Man, I remember Fight Night. Before it was Fight Night, it was Knockout Kings. They had Mayweather on it. He was probably only 16, 17 and 0 at the time. But that's what introduced me to Mayweather.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I played with him on Knockout Kings, and right then and there I said, this is the best fighter of all time. Off the video game.
Just off the game. Just off the game.
Right.
He was the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't.
Shout out to Money Man.
Mayweather is great, but I don't know.
That sounds like a future top 5 right there.
That ESPN football actually was supposed to be on my list, but I'll be obviously distracting my own self because I don't know how I missed that. It was on my list, and then I don't know what happened. It didn't make it, but that was a good ass game, bro. It was like so fun, bro. Like that game was like to me that was arguably you could say that was better than all the Maddens. Like if they would have kept that going, I think that could have been something.
Man, what y'all know about the original football games? Tecmo Bowl, 10-yard fight. What y'all know about that?
10-yard fight. I never heard of that one.
Never heard it? Y'all got me
10-yard fight, bro.
10-yard fight,
ladies and gentlemen, we forgot to tell you that T used to be around the dinosaur times. He was fighting with bears, and he was really living the Jurassic Park life. I'm sorry.
T was a hunter-gatherer.
Hey, man, I've been playing these video games for a long time, man. And back when I was really doing it, man, I was that dude at Madden. To this day.
Yeah.
Now that, you know what I'm saying? Now that I think about it. Let's go for any of you gas viewers out there, man. Bring your purse, bring your pocketbook.
Look out for the Gas Madden tournament, man. The Gas Madden tournament coming soon. You get to play against the one and only T Boogie, man.
He's gonna take your money, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful now. We warned you.
The prize is a gas bundle.
Oh yes.
Word. Yo, shout out to everybody that followed us and is getting a gas bundle this week. There's so many of y'all I can't even really try to announce y'all. But just know that I don't know if y'all can see this joint from here. That heat press been working. The heat press been working, boy.
It sounded like such a good idea at the time, bro. It was like, yeah, every 100 follower gonna get a gas bundle, and then we got up to like 3,000 followers, and I'm like, shit, that's like 20 months, 4,000. Shit, bro. I don't know if we out of stock, bro. We out of stock, man. So shout out to everybody for following, man. Shout out to the whole gas gang, man, for pushing this movement so far that it's like people want to join it, man. People want to follow it. They want to keep up with us, but it's a lot of bundles, man. So hey, if the wait time is extended a little bit, we apologize. We getting them out. Scruff working like a slave in the sweatshop, man. He pressing them out daily. We got y'all though. The bundles is coming your way, man. We moving. I don't want to get in trouble, but that was kind of funny. Hey man, let's get to the wrap up, man. Y'all know what it is. At GoodAssSports on all platforms. Make sure y'all give us a follow, man. Another great episode, fellas. It was hilarious. Like I said, man, at GoodAssSports on everything. Search Gas Sports Network, and you can find us not only on YouTube but also in your app store, man. Download the app if you haven't got it yet. A lot of new things coming to the app in 2021, so stick with us. Be on the lookout. Scruff, what I missed, bro?
You ain't missed much, bro, besides to go to goodassports.com/shop and get you a bundle for the full price because you love me.
You know what I'm saying? It's cheaper than an eighth, people. It's cheaper than an eighth.
It is cheaper than an eighth. And if you play your money right, I might bring you one of those too. You feel me?
No, it's not happening.
Well, we could share one or something. You know what I'm saying? We can have fun. Holla at me. But nah. Seriously though, you pretty much covered everything, man. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, man. Back home, tuning in from wherever you come from. If you're watching the top 10 Good Ass Sports plays of the week, just know I appreciate you, man. I put a lot of TLC in that joint. If you're enjoying that joint, if you ain't check it out yet, just check it out. You feel me? Because dudes getting knocked out, people getting their ankles broken. You feel me? Posters are being made on the daily, and I'm out here on my Stu Scott. So just tune in for it, brother. I appreciate it. But yo, it's all love, man. That's what we operate on out here. We guys present sport for the culture. We don't operate on gas. We operate on love, man. So sports for the culture, man. That's what we do. You know how we close it out, baby. Sports for the culture.